No one. Understanding the nature of letting go, is not about giving up or losing interest in life. It is about creating space for life to move naturally, without the constant strain of control. Many of us try to manage every detail, fearing that if we stop, things will fall apart. But life has its own flow, and resisting it often leads to frustration and exhaustion. When we learn to let go, we shift from forcing outcomes to allowing them to unfold. This does not mean we stop caring or making efforts. It means we act with clarity and then allow events to take their natural course. Just as a river finds its path without being pushed, life too moves in the direction it needs to go. Letting go begins with awareness. We notice when our thoughts are filled with tension, when our bodies feel tight, and when our emotions are unsettled. These are signs that we may be holding too tightly to something in expectation, a result, or an idea of how things should be. In those moments, pausing can help. Taking a deep breath, observing our surroundings, and gently reminding ourselves that not everything requires immediate control can bring a sense of relief. Over time, this practice builds trust in ourselves, in others, and in life itself. Letting go does not remove us from life. It places us more fully in it. It allows us to engage with each moment without being trapped by the fear of what might happen next. In this way, we discover a calmer, more balanced way of living, where peace is not dependent on circumstances, but on how we meet them. No to accepting that not everything can be controlled one of. The most challenging lessons in life is realizing that not everything will go according to our plans. We can prepare, work hard, and think ahead, yet outcomes can still take unexpected turns. Accepting this is not about becoming passive. It is about seeing reality clearly and responding wisely. When we hold on too tightly to the need for control, we often create unnecessary stress for ourselves and for those around us. We might try to manage every detail, anticipate every possibility, or force situations to match our expectations. But life is full of variables beyond our influence, the choices of others, the timing of events and circumstances that arise unexpectedly. Acceptance begins with honesty. We can ask ourselves, is this something I can truly influence, or is it outside my reach? If it is within our influence, we can take practical steps. What if it is beyond it? Holding on only drains our energy and clouds our thinking. Letting go of control does not mean we stop caring or stop making efforts. It means we focus our energy where it can be effective and release the need to manage what cannot be managed. This shift frees us from constant worry and helps us approach challenges with a clearer mind. Over time, acceptance becomes a quiet strength. We learn to adapt rather than resist, to observe rather than panic. Life still brings its ups and downs, but we meet them with steadiness instead of struggle. By accepting that not everything is in our control, we make space for patience, understanding, and trust. And in that space, we often find that life unfolds in ways we could not have planned, but are still worth experiencing. No. 3. Shifting focus from forcing to allowing. When we are deeply invested in a goal, it is natural to want things to move quickly. We might push harder, make constant adjustments, and try to speed up the process. While determination can be valuable, there comes a point where forcing an outcome creates tension instead of progress. Allowing is different from forcing. Forcing often comes from a place of urgency or fear, worrying that if we slow down, things will fall apart. Allowing, on the other hand, comes from trust. It is the understanding that while effort is important, growth and change have their own timing. Consider a seed planted in the soil. We can water it, give it sunlight, and protect it from harm. But we cannot make it sprout faster by pulling on the stem. In fact, interfering too much can damage the process. Life works in a similar way. Our role is to give our best effort and then create the conditions for progress to happen naturally. Shifting to allowing starts with awareness. We can ask ourselves, am I helping this situation move forward, or am I trying to control it beyond what's possible? By stepping back when needed, we give situations and people the space to develop at their own pace. This does not mean we sit back and do nothing. It means we act when it's productive, and we pause when action would only create more resistance. Over time, we find that allowing often leads to more balanced results than forcing ever could. When we practice allowing, it creates space for patience, perspective, and even unexpected opportunities. Life becomes less about constant struggle and more about cooperating with the natural flow of events. No for understanding the role of patience and progress in a world that values speed and instant results. Patience can feel like a forgotten skill. Many of us are used to quick responses, fast deliveries, and immediate answers. But real growth, whether in our personal lives, relationships, or goals, often takes time. Patience allows that time to work in our favor. Patience is not about waiting without action. It is about taking steady, consistent steps while allowing events to unfold naturally. It's the ability to remain calm and focused even when progress is slower than we expected. This approach helps us avoid unnecessary stress and keeps us committed to our path. When we lack patience, we risk making rushed decisions that may lead us away from our true goals. We may abandon our plans too early or force changes that are not ready to happen. Patience helps us hold steady during these moments, trusting that consistent effort will eventually lead to results. One way to build patience is to focus on the process rather than only the outcome. If we can appreciate small improvements, daily efforts, and the learning that happens along the way, waiting becomes less frustrating. The journey itself begins to feel meaningful, not just the destination. Another important part of patience is perspective. Looking back, we often realize that many things took the time they needed and that rushing them would not have helped. This understanding can make it easier to stay patient in the present. Over time, patience becomes a quiet strength. It allows us to move forward without unnecessary pressure, adapt to changes more easily, and recognize opportunities as they come. With patience, progress feels more natural and less force, making it easier to keep going for the long term. No 5. Letting go of the need for constant control. Many of us feel more secure when we are in control. We plan our schedules, set clear expectations, and try to anticipate every possible outcome. While preparation is valuable, holding on too tightly can lead to frustration, especially when life doesn't follow our plans. The truth is, there will always be factors we cannot manage. Other people's choices, unexpected events, or the natural timing of certain opportunities. Trying to control these elements often creates tension, not solutions. Letting go of constant control does not mean giving up. It means focusing on what is truly within our influence and allowing the rest to unfold naturally. One way to start is by identifying what you can directly impact and what you cannot. For example, you can control your effort, your attitude, and your willingness to adapt. You cannot control every external circumstance or force situations to happen exactly as you wish. Recognizing this difference can reduce unnecessary stress and improve decision-making. Letting go of over-control also creates space for creativity and flexibility. When we stop trying to manage every detail, we become more open to alternative solutions, unexpected opportunities, new ways of thinking. This approach can be especially valuable in relationships and teamwork. Trusting others rather than micromanaging often leads to better collaboration and mutual respect. People are more likely to respond positively when they feel trusted and empowered. Over time, practicing this balance between influence and acceptance can lead to greater peace of mind. It shifts our energy from constant monitoring to intentional action, helping us stay steady even when life moves in unpredictable directions.